We all know about the chaos that happens inside the House of Commons on a daily basis between politicians on all sides, but is what we see really all we know about it? Well, today, let's take a closer look as we find out what really happens inside the House of Commons.
I certainly don't want the leader of the opposition shouting shit at people. And you may not like the date, but who cares? This is my date. I'm the one who says it.
Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm assuming, I don't know, yes, I'm assuming, Mr. Speaker. And can I say, Mr. Speaker, that we welcome someone no one cares about at all. And, yes, and to the parliamentary, I don't know, and... Oh, God, I've got a cough right now. Do I have COVID? I don't know. But as we can see, the Tories probably don't have COVID. I do not know. And, yes, and Mr. Speaker, yes, and we need this country. We need this... we've changed, Mr. Speaker, apparently, and so have they, but no one cares how they changed. Everyone knows how they changed. A quick Google will search up, and same with us. A quick Google will search up how we've changed, and yes, and we have the Labour Party here. And why am I part of the Labour Party? I don't know. And the Prime Minister's done stuff, and I don't know, but he's done stuff to the parties, and...
I don't need to be taught how to shut up, kid,
Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker isn't either. I'm sure the Chief Speaker will, yeah, I'm sure you'll do shit. I made a funny.
Order. It's time to go question. It's gonna be a long day. Shut up.
Mr. Speaker, there weren't any parties, Mr. Speaker. But yes, I don't know. And then he did stuff, and yes, Mr. Speaker, he found out about parties before he even happened. And why did I find out? I don't know. But yes, we have clear evidence that they're having parties. But do we have parties? I don't know. Everyone has parties, right? But this is in lockdown, and nobody warned him. It was against the rules, apparently, even though he was the one who set the rules up. So, yes. So the Prime Minister wrote... yes, Mr. Speaker.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. When he talks, yes, Mr. Speaker, he talks about rules and stuff like that, and he's the honourable right gentleman, and yes, rules, Mr. Speaker. I clearly follow the rules, and I follow the rules. I didn't follow the rules. I don't know what I did, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, can you tell everyone to shut up, please, Mr. Speaker? Can we have a little less, please? Can we shut up? I don't know what I'm saying. So, courtesy, please, from both sides.
Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, we listen to the right honourable gentleman, and yes, Mr. Speaker, and I don't know, Mr. Speaker, yes, we'd probably still be in lockdown, I don't know, Mr. Speaker, yes, and if we're, yes, Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, and I don't know what I'm talking about, Mr. Speaker, because I'm an idiot, Mr. Speaker, who only cares about money, and I only care about myself, and no one else, not even those in my own party, Mr. Speaker, and Genie Peanut, apparently I said penis, Mr. Speaker, and yes, he has a tiny penis, unlike me, who has a huge penis, that's as long as my full name. Mr. Speaker, please, shut up, alright, honourable gentlemen, Mr. Speaker, yes, I don't know, Mr. Speaker, and Mr. Prime Minister, I'm the Prime Minister, so I'm allowed to talk about my penis, and I'm allowed to talk about my mini Boris, and yes, Mr. Speaker, and yes, and Mr. Speaker, yes.
Oi, shut up, oi, everyone, order, shut up, order, Boris, order, everyone, order, shut up. Look, Mr. Look, Mr. Prime Minister, don't talk about your mini Boris here. You can talk about your mini Boris now. And don't talk about your mini Boris, Mr. Speaker. Save that for later when you bullshit in the public, Mr. Speaker.
And yes, there's a Labour Party stuff, I don't know.
Shut up! Yep, shut up, everyone. Just because he talked about... I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. The apparently someone told me some bollocks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And yes, and some of the staff said they did warn him apparently about parties, but who knows? Who cares? Wait, well, the British public obviously cares, but Boris clearly doesn't care. And the way it's phrased, a lawyer probably wrote this thing, and yes, Mr. Speaker, so, hey Mr. Speaker, when did he first become aware that staff had concerns about the 20th of May party?
Mr. Speaker, yes, the judgment, and yes, Mr. Speaker, we have the answers, Mr. Speaker, we've answered his questions perfectly, we haven't waffled on or dodged them or anything like that, Mr. Speaker. Oh, I am so sorry about that, Mr. Speaker. Wait, no I'm not, Mr. Speaker. And yes, Mr. Speaker, and staff has been thorough, staff apparently told me, I didn't listen to them, so if they did, I don't care, Mr. Speaker. And unlike him, Mr. Speaker, who does listen to his staff, apparently. I don't know how true that is, Mr. Speaker. And yes, Mr. Speaker, and Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, and I don't, we are clearly the reason why the UK is where it is in the great place where it is now, and it's totally not in economic turmoil, and with its economy rapidly crashing. I mean, what?
So, Mr. Speaker, apparently Sue Gray is going to do stuff, and apparently, according to him, the economy isn't in tatters. It is, Mr. Speaker. It is in tatters, and who cares about that? Well, clearly the British public, but none of us here care about that at all. All we want is our money. And it's why we took the UK out of lockdown too early. Well, why they took the UK out of lockdown too early. And yes, Mr. Speaker, it requires, I don't know what it requires the Prime Minister to do, but yes, it requires the Prime Minister to do something, I don't know, I don't know, apparently the Prime Minister was told the parties in May 2020 were work meetings and not anything else. So SMH my head, Boris. And yes, Boris, I said SMH my head. I am cool and down with the kids. What's up, kids? Yo.
Mr. Speaker, I'm the right honourable gentleman, yes, Mr. Speaker, that right honourable gentleman is clearly down with the kids, Mr. Speaker. No one is objecting that, and it's why, Mr. Speaker, yes, that, I don't know what I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, but yes, and I don't know what's happening, Mr. Speaker, but I need justification, even though he is trying to claim he is down with the kids. Even though he is not down with the kids, I'm down with the kids, yo! And he can tell the house about something. I don't know what he can tell the house about. And I don't know, Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, the government has done stuff. Yes, Mr. Speaker. And we've helped the public. We've helped everyone. And my mini Boris has helped everyone at all. Everyone here. Everyone enjoys my mini Boris, Mr. Speaker. And if we listen to them, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Brexit wouldn't have happened and the country would be in a much better place, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and as Boris said, he is clearly down with the kids, but I am down with the kids even more. What's up? Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Apparently I'm talking telepathically now, and the Prime Minister could do stuff. I don't know, is he going to resign? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, can you get everyone to shut up, please, Mr. Speaker? And and he's asking, and apparently I'm gonna fully address every single question that I ask, and I'm totally not gonna mess around and dodge around questions, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker, yes. And I don't know, Mr. Speaker, I don't know what I'm talking about at all, Mr. Speaker. And oh my God, there I go again, Mr. Speaker. And yes, Mr. Speaker, something's happening in Downing Street, and yes, and we're the British people, and blah 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 waffle waffle blah blah, and we need the British people to come forward to, and we need the, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but yes, I am talking bollocks, as per usual. Even though this is about the vaccine. Now, I probably didn't have a vaccine, but I don't care. The British people had a vaccine. I don't know, Mr. Speaker. I don't know. Look on the bright side, Mr. Speaker. At least staff, you know, at number 10, and, well, there's a suitcase, so you can probably... Mr. Speaker, yeah, last year, Mr. Speaker, the Queen sat alone did stuff. Oh, this was a bad time to make fun of. Yes, Mr. Speaker, the Queen sat alone after someone she ruled with passed away for 75 years. Well, no, after the person whom she ruled with died with 75 years. So many people died during COVID, Mr. Speaker, and he needs to apologise to Her Majesty the Queen. And I just wonder why he didn't add in his resignation. Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, I clearly feel about and I clearly empathise. Mr. Speaker, we wouldn't usually mention royal family here, so, and quite rightly, so limit your discussion on royal family. Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, that's why old gentleman did bullshit. I don't, Boris, language. Boris, shut up. Keir Starmer! Boris! It's fucking Keir, I said Keir Starmer, Boris! Boris, you idiot! I knew you were an idiot before, but I literally said Keir Starmer. How can you confuse Boris Johnson and Keir Starmer? Boris Johnson is your fucking name! Keir Starmer! Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I am so sorry about this right honourable gentleman, stuff, and everyone's bills. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with everyone's bills, but yes, Mr. Speaker, and yes, Mr. Speaker, bills are rocketing, and I don't know why bills are rocketing. I don't have the inside of the stuff, but it's probably because of Boris, which is why the bills are rocketing. And so, Mr. Speaker, we need people to do their jobs, and I don't know, I don't know, Mr. Speaker, but all I know is that Boris, he likes to plan parties, somehow, which you need to be really smart to do. So how did he confuse my name and his name, Mr. Speaker, if you're planning parties? I don't know, Mr. Speaker, and he's out of touch with everyone, he's out of touch with everyone. Mr. Speaker, I am not out of touch with the general public. I just don't like associating myself with the working class, Mr. Speaker. I think the working class should I don't know what the working class should do, but they don't deserve me. And Mr. Speaker, and I don't know, and Mr. Speaker, could I just say, please, Boris, you're an idiot. And Boris, you shouldn't talk shit about the working class. You shouldn't talk shit about anyone here at all. Everyone here. Mr. Speaker, we will look after everyone as long as they're middle class or higher, Mr. Speaker. We won't, and we will not cut crime by 10% at all. Who cares what I say? People just believe me because I am. However, Mr. Speaker, we have built hospitals, apparently, Mr. Speaker, even though I don't know where the hospitals are, but we've also apparently cut crime down. I don't know what, and yes, Mr. Speaker, I did shit, and And yes, and and apparently unemployment is at a record low, which is complete and utter bullshit. Unemployment is at a record high. At all. And Mr. Speaker, it will show that we didn't deliver, Mr. Speaker. We did absolutely jack shit, Mr. Speaker. No matter what anyone says, Mr. Speaker. And yes, Mr. Speaker, we lifted restrictions faster because we are idiots, Mr. Speaker. And oh God, my throat is now hurting. I really need to shut up soon. And thanks, Mr. Speaker. And yes, Mr. Speaker, I don't know what I'm saying because I don't care about any of these people that I'm lifting right now, Mr. Speaker.
Shut up, everyone!